The first playoff game kicks tonight when Indiana and Notre Dame battle for Hoosier state supremacy. Winner gets Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. IU is 0-14 at Notre Dame all time, but it does not get any bigger than round 15. Jeff Rabjohns from Peaks.com and Tim Priester from Irish Illustrated break it down for us.
When you look at Indiana, there's a couple things you look at first. Number one, they have to keep quarterback Curtis Work clean. Work is the number one rated quarterback in the playoffs, according to Pro Football Focus. And when he's been upright, when he's had clean pockets, he's been very, very productive. The two times they've struggled are for about a half to two-thirds of the game against Michigan. And then obviously in their road loss to number 2 ranked Ohio State, when they had to kind of go to a silent count. Ohio State figured it out and was really able to tee off. Those are the two games where they had problems with that. So the number one thing for Indiana is keep Rourke clean. As far as things you look at to see, where can Indiana maybe get an advantage or maybe be productive? On offense, the number one thing I'm looking at is their downfield blocking. There have been some games where more than half of Indiana's yards have been in explosion plays, but that doesn't mean they're always throwing the ball 30, 40 yards down the field. Sometimes they're throwing it 8, 10, 12 yards, but blocking very well downfield with the receivers, and an 8-yard throw turns into a 25-yard gain. A 15-yard throw turns into a 35-yard gain. And downfield blocking is something that offensive coordinator Mike Shanahan, head coach Kurt Cignetti really emphasize. It's a point of focus for them. And 8's the number I'm looking at. If Indiana can get 8 or more explosion plays in the passing game, I think they're going to be very productive on Saturday at South Bend.
As good as Notre Dame's defense is, they're going to have their hands full with Curtis Rourke. He's extremely accurate. If you don't put pressure on him, he's going to be trouble. He's got a bunch of receivers he can throw the football to, the back shoulder throws and the slants. Could be trouble for Notre Dame, but Notre Dame has faced good offenses before. Probably not a quarterback as good as Curtis Rourke since Tyler Shuck when they played Louisville. And, of course, Jaden Maiava, who had a really good game when Notre Dame was at USC. But they're going to have their hands full with them. There's no doubt about it. The side of the ball, though, that I think is especially key for Notre Dame to come out with a victory is the offensive line, where I think that Notre Dame can make some inroads against the defensive front of Indiana. I think Notre Dame feels that way. They pride themselves in being a physical program, physical along the line of scrimmage, and that's where I think they feel they can make their hay. But it does come down to Riley Leonard being a good decision maker. I think his feet are going to come into play significantly. If Jeremiah Love is healthy enough after hurting his knee at USC, and then coming back for this game, he'll be the leading rusher. But if not, and maybe even if Love is ready to roll, I think Riley Leonard is a guy who can hurt Indiana with his feet. That will open up the passing game for them. And that's where Notre Dame can make some inroads. Great matchup. Indiana, a heck of a football team. They deserve to be here, but they have not played the level of competition like they will when they come to Notre Dame Stadium against the Fighting Irish.
Thank you both. You can keep it locked in to Peaks.com for all things Indiana football and Irish Illustrated for everything you need to know about Notre Dame.